they were there in the end for me to have a go at.
OK, so 3 down and 1 still to come on this big Premier League Sunday. That began with West Ham's win over Spurs. David Moyes finally beating Jose Mourinho. Leicester win again against Aston Villa, who didn't have Jack Grealish today. 1 goal enough for Manchester City to win 18 in a row. Next up, Old Trafford, Manchester United and Newcastle United, important at both ends of the Premier League table. Monday Night Football for you is at the Amex, Brighton against Palace, and an extra rearranged game, bonus game for you this week, Southampton's trip to Yorkshire, to Ellen Road, to face Leeds United. So double-digit lead again for City, normal service resumed, 10 points clear of Leicester. A reminder, if Manchester United beat Newcastle, they go back to second. West Ham have gone above Chelsea and into fourth. Arsenal remain 10 on 34 points. Now then, Fulham will be watching at Old Trafford with interest, because yesterday they clawed that deficit back to 3 points with a home win against Sheffield United. Newcastle United's response, what will it be? They are at Old Trafford next, and they themselves are only a point behind Graham Potter's Brighton.
Well played. You won it on the back, really, of an electrifying start. What was the key to that start?
I think we moved the ball well. Riyad was really aggressive in the first 5 minutes. We kept the pressure on, and we got the goal early on. They're a good team. You can see how they've been on the Mikel. They play some good football, and you can see that we struggled at times with that. But we kept our composure, and grinded the result out.
You got a goal in the second minute. You could actually have scored before that, and just after. Could have been a hat-trick in 5 minutes, couldn't it?
I could have scored before that.
There was a little chance before that, a little swing of the boot before that.
Oh yeah. Missed the goal. Yeah. But the one I should have tucked away was the one when Kevin played me through. I've sat the guy down and hesitated a little bit, but happy to get the win in the end.
Gary Neville was very complimentary about the leap for your goal. Some effort that to get up above 2 centre-halves. Was that the key to it, the early leap?
I'm 5'7.5", and got up really well there. I'm really happy. Every time I score a headed goal, it's extra buzz, but yeah, I'm happy with that one.
You're on a little run of headers, aren't you? You're on a run of headers. There was one at Liverpool, and this one was a bit further out.
Yeah, this one was a bit more, bit better, a little better of a leap, and got it really well, and just happy to score.
Why did it get harder as it went on? Or that's how it seemed, Raheem. And you talked in your first answer that Arteta's team gave you certain issues. Yeah, as you can tell, Mikel's worked with us for plenty of years. He knows exactly our strengths and our weaknesses, and I wouldn't be surprised if he spent a lot of time in trying to find gaps in our team, and he made it real difficult for us. Are you getting better as a team, maybe with that centre-half partnership that you've got, at digging out results and staying ahead when maybe matches do get harder? Yeah, the two centre-half pairings, they've been great this season. They have a real great understanding, and even when Aimer's in there as well, you can see that there's a real unity, a bond in there, and they're trying to keep this. It's like anything. If I'm scoring goals, I try to keep on a run, and they're trying to keep clean sheets. So it's a credit to them.
And clean sheets, we'll have a look at his golden run, is important in that run. 18 wins, 12 of them. And as Michael said, wasn't associated with them last season. That's the real sea change this season, isn't it? Yeah, and this is why I've gone on record saying I do fancy them in the Champions League because of the way they're defending at the moment. And when they can dig it out like that as well, they started very fast, but like he said, they just kept doing what they do. And that they are capable of continuing to create. So he should have had another goal. It could have been a lot easier than it was, but in the end, I think they deserve to win it on the chances they created. Let's have a look at that start, because he said fast. I think that's something of an understatement.
Yeah, I think Mikel Arteta would have been quite worried actually after this first couple of minutes, thinking what could the score be here. But they did well after that. Arsenal, I think City were definitely the better team in the first half, and then the second half was a little bit more even. Mahrez there on his left foot, just got to take him down wide, as Wrighty said at half time, and then the cross was fantastic. And if you jump early as a centre forward, and he's shown as well, as he mentioned there, he scored a couple of goals with his head in recent years. But Wrighty, as I say, you think you can avoid this? I think what it shows as well, Mike, is that at the start of the game so you have to do these things. You have to be tighter on him. I think that you've got to kind of try and stop him from trying to want to make that pass. He's got to pick him up, and then you let them play in and around here while you're in like an organised situation. In the end, it's a great pass out there. So once you do get it there, Mike, I feel that you've got to let him go down there. Give yourself time for maybe someone to come and help you. Let him go down to the right. He doesn't fancy crossing it on his right wing. We don't see Mahrez do that often.
once he's come back in here, you know, it's just a beautiful part. It's a beautiful cross. It's a beautiful cross. When we watch it from here, you can see the confusion. Like I mentioned, Rob Holding is looking for someone to make a run inside that space where a centre forward normally would do. Then you see Then you see Bernardo Silva. He's going to give Hector Bellerin a problem. And then, like I say with Sterling, he thinks he's going to come round there Holding. He doesn't do it in the end. The ball is very good. And in the end, Holding doesn't end up doing anything because he hasn't got a number 9 to mark. He's all confused. There's too much movement around him and the ball's fantastic.
What about the leap, Michael?
Fantastic leap. On the way down, I thought he got that as well, mate.
You often see, don't you, with a player that's quick, the only reason they're quick is they're powerful. They can generate power. So anyone that's fast has got a good jump as well. That's basically what sprinting is. It's the ability to spring, to jump and to push off quickly. So no question about it. He's got a good spring, and when he wants to, he can head the ball.
Yep. So as we've said, 1 goal enough. We've talked about that clean sheet record. It's not just the defenders, who obviously we've spoken many times this season about Stones and Diaz, etc. They defend from the front. You've picked out how they do that.
Yeah, I have. I think it's interesting, really, because a lot of people talk about Manchester City when they've got the ball, but to get the ball, you've got to win it back as well. And I just think that the way they press, the way that they're confident about going man to man, especially off an Arsenal goal kick here, and they pick the ball up, they might pick it up in the opponent's half. But what I think is really key is if you're brave enough to go man to man, the best teams over the years are ones that can defend. It's a bit like Liverpool at the moment. You know, Liverpool can defend one-on-one when they've got Van Dijk and go. All of a sudden, the second goal, the penalty that they gave away yesterday, is because they can't really trust one-on-one. Phillips gets rolled and all of a sudden it's a goal. And I just think that City are so confident with their players at the back nowadays that they can actually go, right, one up there. We're all right. We're fine. We're as quick as the attackers. We're as strong. We can deal with this.
Like a Village
right.
Ferdinand.
Exactly. All the great teams, right, and you've been involved in some as well, they can defend man-to-man all over the place, especially at the back, and then that gives you confidence to go and nick the ball further up the field.
To be honest, it's you just look at them now, and they just look very good. You know, like Raheem Sterling mentioned about, you know, they started really well, but maybe because Mikel knows with spaces that they're trying to break down of, and they kind of like just carried on doing what they're doing, and it just looks very like ominous now the way they're playing. They don't look like they're going to get breached. Like I say, Arsenal 3 shots, 1 on target. It didn't look too threatening, but it was for me, I think, a little bit of an opportunity missed in respects of Arsenal having a go at them. You know, there were certain opportunities where the Arsenal did win the ball back, but they didn't get into them quick enough. It wasn't intense enough, and I think that mixing up that 3 of Odegaard and Saka and Odegaard, Saka, and Emile Smith-Rowe. I think they had something going. I thought it would be brilliant to play them in a game like that. See how they get on against that kind of City side. All that does is build confidence, build momentum. In the end, he went with Pepe. It didn't work out for me today for Pepe. I didn't think it worked out for Odegaard in there as well, to be honest. But in the end, City were just too good. They were too good to close down spaces, couldn't break them down.
West Ham at home next in the Premier League. They resume their Champions League campaign in the week as well against Borussia Mönchengladbach.